Look good.
Yes, sir, Scary.
Yo, what up, guys? Nico here. We got Plenty in the house.
You're Nico.
What up, Plenty?
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. What up, man? So I think this is like our third or fourth time hanging out.
Yeah, I think the third. Yeah, I think it's the third time. It's a dope spot.
Thanks. Yeah, so tell me like a little bit about yourself, like where you came from and like how you got into music.
So I was born and raised in Killeen. People tell me I should lie about that because Killeen has a bad rap, but every place got bad spots. You feel me? And plus, if I lie about it, then they won't know that people like me exist from Killeen.
That's real.
There's that. But I started off doing music when I was like 13. Started off as like just rapping, like as an artist. I was making gospel music. And then I started learning to record myself because I just wanted to rap more. So I wanted to put more reps in, so I learned how to do that. And then when nobody was making the beats I liked, so I started learning to make beats. And then just at a young age, I was just working all those muscles. And then now I'm like, so I started when I was 13, now I'm 25. So it's
12 years.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, just as far as like Austin, excuse me. As far as Austin, I came to Austin in August of 2025. So.
Oh, this is super recent. Wow. Did you know like Platt and them prior?
No, I mean I met Platt at Warm. So I had started at Warm in February, but I wasn't like going there as consistently because I'm driving an hour. But I mean I wasn't faulting away from taking that drive. Shout out Platt, like
Shout out Platt.
Not facts. I used to just, cause I worked out here, so I would work overnight, or even before I went to work at night, I'd just go pull up, sit in the sessions, learn, and then go to work. And yeah, like there's days I was up for like 24, 25 hours straight, just grinding. And I mean, I'm not saying that to be proud of it. Like, Platt was one of the people that told me, like, yo, like, you gotta start getting sleep, for real. Because sleep matters. And, but prior to me moving out here, I was, I wasn't shying away from that grind. And, there's a lot of people that want opportunity, but they don't want to drive an hour from Killeen. Like, you don't really want it. You're not hungry.
How'd you get the opportunity at, like, Warm?
So that's a good question. I was actually DMing them for a minute, trying to get an intern opportunity, and I know, like now looking at it, I know like they was just busy and stuff. At the time I felt like they was ducking me, but they wasn't. Everything kind of happened in perfect timing, so DM'd them back and forth a couple times, and then one time I just called and it was like, hey, I want to do a studio tour. And then I came up there with my resume, my music resume and stuff, and chopped it up with the studio manager. Shout out Miss Lori. And
is that Ashley?
Miss Lori.
Miss Lloyd?
Miss Lori.
Lori, the lady who runs it?
No, yeah, she's the studio manager.
Yeah,
okay,
so Lori, that's her name, yeah.
From there, she kind of took me in, let me intern. I started learning, and now I'm in a spot, like, I'm officially, like, on the team as an engineer, just able to do sessions and do my thing. So I've learned a lot over there, especially about, like, engineering between Warm, Platt, Harry. All of those guys are good guys.
Yeah. So Soto, you work with him too?
Who's that?
Soto?
Yeah, Soto. That's my guy. Shout out Soto. Shout out Clayton J Beats. I was actually on the phone with him when you put up.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Jazz knows him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have him come through one of these days. You can do an interview as well. But yeah, he's been doing our thing. We actually just launched the Underground Voices label, so we got some.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, so
with Paul?
Yeah, Paul and Dan.
Shout out Paul. Oh, and Dan? Infinite Dan?
Nah, there's a Dan on the UV team.
Is Dan
Yeah, so we checking out people, scoping out the local scene, trying to build the right people up and stuff. I mean, we all have the resources to do what it is, and I mean between me and Soto, we can take anything from 0 to 100, and you add Clinton, and they just take it to like 300. You feel me?
Who?
Clinton Washington. he's super dope producer, artist. Yeah, man, he's true visionary. He just has a different brain. So
Nice. So like, you grew up in Killeen, and what was the first doll you started using?
I started on FL Studio, and then I tried to get away from FL Studio. I tried Studio One for like 2 days, put it down, and then just stuck with FL. Like I picked up music and put it down a couple times, but I'd say I started taking it like serious consistently, like probably like 2018, 2019, but I started like that's when I started recording other people because they liked how like my music sounded and they wanted me to make their music sound like that. So I ended up opening the studio in Killeen. It doesn't operate anymore, but I was engineering out of FL Studio for a while, and I tried to pick up Pro Tools. I put it down, and then I picked it up probably like a couple months before I met Platt and came out here and stuff. And once I met Platt, like Pro Tools just became easy.
That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, Pose and Free Loops. Did you show him how to sidechain track spacer?
I showed him like a little bit as far as like engineering and stuff, but I mean, Poe has a good mind. Shout out to Poe.
Yeah.
Poe has a super dope mind as well. So, I mean, he's kind of picked up everything. Just watched me a little bit and started learning. I mean, the workflow is the same, but the DAWs are different. Like, I taught myself how to record my same workflow in every DAW.
Yeah.
So that way, like, no matter where I was at, I was able to. Because for a while, I was jumping in between, like, just trying out different studios, and some of them only had certain systems. And, at the time, I had a Windows computer, so I couldn't use some of the Apollo gear.
And Platt got you on Mac.
Platt was the one that introduced me to Mac. I was actually the guy that got everybody on Windows because you can crack every plugin and the DAWs, and then
We don't crack plugins.
Yeah, nah. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
People know about it. I'm not saying we do it. I was just the one that told people about it. And then Platt got me on Mac, and I'll say it's definitely worth it, man. Just ease of access for anybody that's like still doing it, still debating. Just ease of access, being able to transfer files, being able to just plug and play in any studio. Like, that's probably the biggest, because, well, some people move around. Not everybody does, but, I mean, I move around to probably like 5 different studios, and just being able to just come through, pull my laptop out and plug up, get to work.
Nice. Where are all the studios you typically work at?
So it's Infinite. Shout out Infinite Recording Studios.
Shout out Infinite.
Warm.
Shout out Warm.
Yeah, shout out Warm. Chandelier Room.
Shout out
I used to
Chandelier.
go to Pinky's before Pinky's closed. Pinky's just recently closed.
I did a mentor session with Platt there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out that. Shout out 1K Studios, which is D Hart.
DR, yeah, shout out
Yeah.
D Hart.
Let's see. And then, now it's coming over here to Skyline, so this is probably like my 3rd time, for the cards line, hopefully throw some clients or come through with some clients one of these days, see what's up.
So you're pretty much the guy in Killeen, like, to record with.
I mean, there's other people in Killeen that do good work.
But you're good enough to make it out of there, like, freelance and, get on teams over here.
Yeah, I mean, there's people in Killeen that come out here and do stuff, but they just kind of like set up shop in Killeen. But Killeen's not a place where you get a lot of traction because people in Killeen don't really want to support each other. They don't really want to spend money. A lot of people get stuck in Killeen, and that's not what I wanted to do. But there's a few dope people in Killeen. Shout out Antonio at Dream Big Studios. He's pretty dope. He also works at Warm Studios too.
Okay.
What's happening, Steve? He's the guy that recorded The Race.
Okay, yeah, I've heard.
TK?
Yeah, I've heard of these guys. And then Platt did the beat for that, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yes sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool to see. I met Steve before I met Platt, but it's just cool to see like so many interchanging parties and how everything kind of works out in the music industry.
Yeah, the lore is crazy. Like, once you start, like, talking to all these guys and connecting the dots.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, everything definitely happens for a reason. So you just kind of take things how it is.
Nice. What's your goal with music this year?
Good question.
Like, I guess production, engineering, and artist-wise.
Yeah, so A lot of the stuff that I had planned for myself for 2026, I started like towards the back half of 2025. I'll say, man, like as an artist, I wanted to focus on being more consistent, dropping more, collaborating with the right people. I've done collaborations with people, and I'm real big on if I don't connect with you on a personal level anymore, like, business is business, but like if you're not like a good person to me, like I just won't release the music. I got to keep the music pure. Like I can't make money with people that don't really care for like humanity.
Have genuine morals.
Yeah,
Morale.
like I'm real big on that. So as an artist, doing that, doing more shows, just growing the fan base. Production wise, there's a list on my whiteboard in my room of some people I want to work with, and I plan on crossing a lot of those names off this year. To name some, J. Cole, Wale, Lil Durk. Hopefully, Lil Durk get out. Tory Lanez. Hopefully, Tory Lanez get out soon. Aaron May.
You just named like two of my favorite artists.
Yeah, Aaron May is really dope. Chris Patrick. It's a long list. Benny the Butcher. Those are some people. I've also been teaching myself the keyboard, and maybe that's something you can help me out with too. You can show me some things, because if y'all didn't know, Nico is really dope on the keys. Really dope producer as well. So that's that. I plan to before this year ends, do my first gig as a pianist. Like yeah. So I wanna be able to do that before the year ends. Cause my long end goal with production is like, I'm not gonna be an artist forever. Yeah, I'll probably write, still do stuff, but like chasing it with the tenacity I have and the tenacity I'm growing to have is probably not gonna be the same once I get older. Cause I'm not gonna want to travel as much. I'll probably have a family to look out for and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to be able to
gotta
just
do it now.
Yeah,
I
want to be able
the same way.
Yeah, I plan to like be able to just like produce a track for somebody and go play the gig with you. And then as far as engineering, that list still applies. I want to just grow, keep getting better, get some gear of my own, upgrade my own gear, and eventually. I keep working and hope and build a lot of the studios I'm working out of. So just want to keep feeding into those places and, feeding into myself as well.
Cool. Yeah, this year I'm gonna do like a collab album with artists. Yeah, I want you to be on it. For
Yeah,
sure.
facts. That's what I'm working on as well. I'm definitely down.
Like a Metro or DJ Khaled.
Yeah, definitely down. And get some shit going.
Yeah, I mean, when you played the other day, what'd Poe say? He said, "What's the key of the week?"
Yeah.
You do like keys of the week?
Yeah, so this week is C sharp minor, which is E major. Every week I'll do a new scale. I'll finger the scale with both hands a couple times, different tempos. I'll do each chords for each fingerings, and then I'll just make beats that whole week in that key. Just practice different progressions. Like the one I was just working on before I left the house, I was just coming over here messing around. I think that was like I think it was a 2-5-3-1, and then at the end go
In C minor?
It was and then 6-7, then back to 2-5.
So E flat, A flat, right? 2-5, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you grow up in the church? You said you made gospel music?
Yeah, I did grow up in church. I didn't play any instruments with them, though. I was doing like camera work.
Oh, nice. Is it your family and pastors or anything?
Nah.
Nice. Yeah, my dad is. But yeah, no, when you said that, when Poe was like, "What's the key of the week?" You said C sharp minor. I said, "What's the relative major?" You said E major.
Yeah.
And then for you to tell me you're running scales and doing chords and inversions, I would say that puts you ahead of like all the other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, shout out to a lot of the musicians I work with, like John Coop, Aaron. He goes by E minor. Swift. Those are like some people that's been feeding into me in that aspect. Chris Keys was a real big one. He works at Warm. He actually was the one that kind of inspired me to get started on keys.
I met him.
Yeah, so they're all like, each time I meet up with them, they're asking me my progress, want me to show them some stuff, and they're showing me new stuff every time. So I'm just like, you know, getting to a spot where, they're just like feeding into me, and I'm feeding into them, helping them produce their stuff, introducing them to people that can, they can create dope stuff. Excuse me, they can go gig and do more shows. So it's all revolving, man. I like to just show love. It's a lot of people that don't really do this to show love. Like, they just kind of want to do everything for themselves. And some people fake like they want to show love, but when it's time to really confront an issue and be real, it's a lot of people that shy away from that. And, as a recent, I fell out with a lot of niggas because of that. But, I'm going to stand up for what's right. That's all I'm going to do.
I feel like that's like what music is to me, is like it's a connection with something greater than us, and like I feel like it's unconditional love,
Absolutely. And I mean, being right is perspective too, I'll say, depending on what you value, what's your morals, I just, it's case by case. Everybody got their own opinions, and nobody's wrong for having their own opinion. What matters is the way you maneuver, the way you treat other humans, the way you show up for yourself as well as for others. That's what matters.
Yep. Yep, definitely my worst enemy. But
I mean, you acknowledging that if that's for you, that's the first step. You like you told me, you ahead a lot of people, because a lot of people won't even acknowledge what they're faulting in. They're just, oh, nah, they did this and this. But, like, what did you do? What haven't you done might be the better question.
Yep. Yep. Definitely admitting when you're wrong is... I feel like people who can admit they're wrong are better than people who can't.
Mm-hmm.
Always wrong, but never in doubt.
Some people can admit they're wrong, but don't make efforts to do right.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that they're better than people.
Yeah.
Some people do wrong and don't know that they're doing wrong. It's a lot of different scenarios and rabbit holes to jump into, but it is what it is, man. I think if you're just a human, like by nature, we want to do good, we want to do right. You feel me? So as long as you tap in with God or whatever you believe in, and you feeding into your higher self, like, everything's gonna follow in line.
What are some of your most influential artists recently, I guess in the last year, that you found that have inspired you?
Well, I guess an honorable mention, J. Cole. He the one that got me started making music. My favorite rapper, favorite artist. I really like Chris Patrick. He's really dope to me. Miles Monday, he's really dope. Ray Emanuel, he's a little younger. He's pretty dope. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Hold on. Looking at my playlist. Joe Kenji, Benny Mavi, Deontay Hitchcock for sure. Stove God Cooks. Clinton just introduced me to Miles Davis, so that's dope. Yeah. Those are some stuff I should have been on, but I'm getting into it, learning my history as well. Oh my goodness, Paramore and Hayley Williams. That's my favorite band, Paramore.
You've been listening to them for a while?
I've been listening to them since a kid. Like, they're my favorite band ever. Like,
so you like kind of like what is that like?
It's like alternate emo pop.
I would call it emo, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. I just like a lot of the messages. Like, Hayley is a really good songwriter. Like really dope. She's probably my favorite female artist now.
Have you watched her videos of her in the
studio?
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, dude. Yeah. Like,
it sounds just like the track. Yeah.
You ever heard of Deftones?
Yes, I haven't tapped in as much, but I've definitely heard of them.
They do a lot of the same you know what I'm saying? I like Hayley a lot. Dang. All right, and then we've been working on a track.
Yes, we have. That track is super fire. I'm excited to finish it. Everybody really like it. They like, man, they be telling me it's bringing back that good nostalgic feeling in music that is missing. So Just gotta keep doing it. And
Yes.
yeah. Right. I told Nico, I was like, man, pull up a beat that you like, but don't nobody want to hop on. And he pulled up some old ass beat, and had probably like 5 or 6 tracks, super fire. And we just cooked it up. I was like, yeah, super fire. Before we cooked it, we sat and talked about, I guess, everything that's going on in the surrounding world. Doesn't really affect me personally, but
Same.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just real big on standing for what's right. You feel me? So, I was able to channel that and put that in the song, and came out really dope, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get to it?
Yeah, I'm down.
All
Appreciate you for having me.
No, I appreciate you, man. For sure. All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back.